Hi there, my magical star beings. This is Psychic Siren Tarot, your favorite tarot reader, and in today's reading we're going to be taking a look at the confessions they're hiding from you but wish you knew. I'll try to be as accurate as I can, but it is a bit tricky when reading for the collective. If you want something more personal, you can always check in with a psychic for a more in-depth description. Speaking of which, I tried a clairvoyant from Psychic Source, and yes, they're sponsoring today's video. Thank you, Psychic Source. I got matched with a clairvoyant through their site, and honestly, I wasn't expecting her to be that accurate. I gave her no personal info, just asked about my future love life, and somehow she instantly picked up that I'm already in a relationship. She literally said, "Why are you asking about the future without mentioning him?" I was literally speechless, but then I remembered that's kind of what I do too. Still a shocking experience to be on the receiving end of it. She described my future partner as someone who makes me really happy, with great communication and a bond that can handle anything. But the part that really stuck with me, she said she saw my future husband giving me purple flowers. A few weeks later, nothing happened, so I kind of forgot about it. Then we saw a tattoo promo on Instagram. My boyfriend sent me his ideas so I can book, and boom, a purple flower. Not a bouquet, but I'm definitely taking that as a sign. You can chat with gifted advisors however you're most comfortable. Phone, video, or even text. Setting up my account on their website was super easy, and they have this quick little quiz that helps you find a psychic based on what you're looking for, whether it's love, past lives, energy readings, whatever. It made the whole process really personal and intentional. What sets them apart is the level of care and integrity. Only 2% of their applicants actually become advisors, so you know you're speaking to someone who's truly gifted and held to high ethical standards. And they back everything up with a no-risk guarantee. If you're not happy with your last paid reading, it's free. For a limited time, you can use my code Siren at psychicsource.com when checking out, or you can just click the link in my description box below at trypsychicsource.com/siren. You'll get up to 40 minutes with an advisor for just $19.80. That's up to a $240 value. You don't have to use it all in one session. You can spread those minutes out across multiple advisors to see who you truly resonate with. They also donate 1% of your purchase to charity at no extra cost to you. Oh, and yes, I do get paid for this promo, so when you sign up with Psychic Source, you're feeding a perpetually hungry, slightly dramatic psychic, that would be me, and funding my next impulsive crystal purchase. As you can see, the channel needs some new crystals, but that's all for now. Thank you again to Psychic Source for sponsoring today's video. So getting back to your pile selection, for pile 1 we have the clear quartz crystal with the Hermit card. For pile 2 we have Angelite with the King of Cups, and for pile 3 we have Amethyst with the World. So take a look at the piles we have here with a specific person in mind, or you can just let whoever come through. And the one that you're most drawn to will be your pile for today, so I'm going to give you a few seconds to pick one. So once you're done picking a pile, please find the timestamps for your pile in the description box below, and then I'll see you at your reading. Hi pile 1, if you chose the clear quartz crystal and the Hermit card, then this is your reading. We're going to be taking a look at the confessions they're hiding from you but wish you knew. So this can be for a specific person on your mind, or you can just let anyone come through if you don't have anyone on your mind right now. So please be aware that this is a general reading. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. So I'm going to go ahead and shuffle your cards now. Spirit guides of pile 1, please tap me into this person's energy. The person that is hiding a confession from pile 1. And can you please show me what is this confession they're hiding from them but wish they knew? What is this confession they're hiding from pile 1 but wish pile 1 knew? So we have the Judgment card showing up reverse. We have the Nine of Wands. We have the Five of Pentacles showing up reverse. We have the Ace of Cups. So what I can tell you so far in terms of what I'm seeing with this person is perhaps they're hiding something from you, not out of wanting to be shady, because I don't pick up on a malicious energy from this person, at least not now. If I do see that in the cards, I'll mention that, or if I do feel that energetically, I'll mention that. But right now, I feel like this person almost like is hiding this from you out of fear, guilt, or embarrassment. Maybe not guilt, but like embarrassment, shame. Okay, it seems like they're going through some kind of financial problem with the Five of Pentacles, specifically losses to do with money or resources or the things they have, like assets. Like, let's say they have a business, for example, and they're just not making a lot of money with this business and things are just going downhill, but they're like too embarrassed to say something to you. Or let's say they spent a whole bunch of money on something irresponsible and then they lost that money. It doesn't have to be that, but that could be too. Let's say they got fired from their job, but they're too afraid to tell you or too embarrassed to tell you. It seems like some kind of financial problem or loss here with the Nine of Wands. And it seems like they've been having financial problems for some time now. Maybe a few months or years. That's what I'm getting. And it seems like this person's been trying to stay strong on their own, trying to go through this problem on their own, fix it on their own. It seems like they have a lot of insecurities holding them back. It's like they don't want other people to know how much they struggle. Because I feel their insecurities in my solar plexus, so they have some kind of self-worth wound here. They don't want people to look down on them. Not that they think you're going to look down on them, but I think they're just ashamed of this in some way. This is a type of person that is very hyper independent. They try to figure out how to solve their problems on their own without trying to go to others and make their problems other people's problems. They don't want to feel like a burden to others, but they also don't want to rely too much on others. I'm hearing scapegoat. This person could have felt like a scapegoat a lot of their life. There's something here about them trying to figure it out on their own first. Not just because of embarrassment, because they want to prove to themselves that they can do this on their own and that they can find the inner wisdom to deal with these challenges and problems and find solutions to that, right? This person is currently in a phase of surrendering and trying to trust in God, the universe, just in life, that things will get better and that they can figure things out. But the thing is, this person doesn't have to go through this alone, but they almost think they do. So yeah, they've been kind of trying to stay resilient through these challenges and almost like give themselves grace in some way, while still trying to figure it out on their own. I do think this person wish you knew because it would lift a weight off their shoulder where they didn't have to keep the secret that weighs heavy on their shoulders. To just have someone understand and show them some kind of care or compassion would be great. I think this person wants to open up to you, but they're trying to first prove to themselves that they can figure this out on their own, that they're strong enough to. Now, one thing I want to say is this person does care for you. They do trust you. They do want to let you in. But it seems like, again, they're just trying to prove this to themselves right now. And if it's not financial issues, then it could just be problems they're going through. This could have to do with like abandonment wounds, insecurities, problems at work, or even problems within your connection that they're maybe afraid to speak about and kind of work through together, especially if you know they are someone that like has people pleasing behaviors, or if they do have trouble like speaking up for themselves or setting boundaries, talking about things, hard conversations, then maybe there are some issues that they're afraid to like bring up about the connection. If that resonates, take it. If it doesn't, then don't. I think this person's maybe trying to understand it themselves, see where their head is at, because I do see that this person intellectualizes their emotions, so they first need to understand what they're feeling to bring it up. So this person hides behind this bravado. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that word right, or distraction. There's a lot of pride here, creating emotional distance between the two of you. And if they had just let you in and been vulnerable in some way, they could see that they don't have to go through this alone, like I said before. So it seems like there's hidden emotions and a fear of vulnerability from their side. Let's see what else is coming through, but it seems like these problems run deep for them. So we have the Six of Pentacles with the Seven of Swords. So this is the type of energy of someone that can't accept help from others. They have too much pride. Again, they don't want to feel like a burden. So with the Seven of Swords, Six of Pentacles, it's not like they're intentionally hiding this from you because they're shady or malicious, but it's more so, I want to hide my problems. What I'm seeing in my mind's eye now is Brie from Desperate Housewives, and you know how her family, especially her, she wanted like this picture perfect. If you didn't watch it, basically she wanted like this picture perfect household where like the family is perfect and everything, and nobody knows what problems they're having in their marriage and blah, 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 blah. So I kind of get that energy from this person of almost like wanting to seem like everything's going great in their life, not wanting to share their problems with others, not wanting to let down the mask or facade that things aren't as good as they seem. So it seems like they're learning a big lesson around this, healing wounds around this. There's some kind of big wound they have here that prevents them from opening up to people. So for some of you, it could be like maybe they grew up in a family where the family always told them like, you can't bring your problems to other people. People don't care, blah, 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 blah. Or maybe they had a family that always like wanted to seem perfect. It doesn't have to be that, but there is some kind of wound, some kind of like fear of not living like a perfect life. Some kind of perfectionism here. So again, it seems like they want to open up about this to you because they love you, with the Lovers at the back of the deck, and they know you care. And they don't want to push you away any further. And they want to show some kind of commitment and loyalty towards you, regardless of if this is romantic, platonic, whatever. They want to show some kind of loyalty by opening up and showing you that they're pouring their heart out to you about real deep things here. So it definitely has to do with finances for a lot of you, with the King of Pentacles as well, or their career, or maybe even stability, like the stability of this connection or their own stability. But yeah, the financial problems are coming up the strongest in this energy. Let's see what else is coming through. So we have the Strength card showing up next. I do feel with the Strength card, this blocked throat chakra energy, which I did mention before, like this person either having like people-pleasing habits, not being able to speak their truth, not being able to be vulnerable, have hard conversations, or even just speak about the things that matter. Because it seems like they have this mindset that I need to be strong. But sometimes strength is in vulnerability. Sometimes strength is in letting yourself almost break down to allow others to put you back together. Does that make sense? Like sometimes strength is in vulnerability. So we have the sun reverse. Yeah, they're struggling to feel happy. They're struggling to see hope, even though they want to be hopeful here. And we have the well. So this person does have a lot of hidden depths within them, hidden emotions they want to share about themselves, about your connection, about their life. And it seems like they're still deciding on whether to open up about this or not. The thing is, this person, what's preventing them from like opening up here is they're scared that they let that deep well of emotions out and it just causes them to fall in some way, because I'm seeing this woman like open up the well in my mind's eye when I look at this card, and then I'm seeing her fall down the well accidentally. So it's almost like this person is afraid of opening up with their emotions because they're afraid they like almost fall metaphorically and can't get out of that deep situation or deep emotions, right? So it seems like they're kind of pushing you away, not because they don't love you, not because they don't trust you, but because they kind of want to feel strong. But that's a facade or an illusion that they have within their mind that's preventing them from fully like letting themselves lean on others in some way. Okay, they know that you see through them, and that scares the hell out of them. They still think about you a lot. They know that there is some kind of poor communication from their side, and they're trying to appear confident and unaffected, but they know you can kind of see through them. So zodiac signs I see here most prominently, I see Leo energy showing up quite strongly with the Sun and the Strength card. And we have Virgo with the Hermit. We have Aquarius with a star. In my mind's eye, I'm seeing Taurus. I'm seeing Libra. And I'm also seeing Sagittarius. So that is all I have for you, pile 1. I really hope this reading resonated. Let me know what you thought of this down in the comments below. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And I can't wait to see you next time. Hi pile 2, if you chose the Angelite crystal and the King of Cups card, then this is your reading. We're going to be taking a look at the confessions they're hiding from you but wish you knew. So this can be for any person on your mind at all, or you can allow anyone to come through if you don't have anyone in mind. So please be aware that this is a general reading. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. Let's go ahead and shuffle your cards. So spirit guides of pile 2, please tap me into the energy of the person that's hiding this confession from my pile 2s but wishes they knew. And please show me what this is about. What are the confessions they're hiding from pile 2 but wish pile 2 knew? So we have the Emperor showing up reverse. We have Judgment showing up reverse. We have the 9 of Cups. And we have the 5 of Pentacles reverse. With the 5 of Wands at the back of the deck. Okay, so right off the bat, I am intuitively feeling this energy of someone that is kind of being a little bit passive aggressive with you. It seems like this person is more sensitive and emotional than they let on. And it seems that this person is hiding certain feelings of, I don't want to say animosity, but there's some kind of like built up resentment that's forming here that this person is not communicating through, that they're maybe showing in passive aggressive ways. So they could be kind of nitpicky in a way. making passive-aggressive comments, shooting digs at you, but not properly communicating what is wrong. And to me, I don't really like that, like my personal feelings aside, but I feel like sometimes people show passive aggressiveness when they aren't able to like properly communicate through the problem, right? I feel like this person kind of shows a little bit of a controlling side to them with the Emperor reverse. It's almost like they want to control the situation with you. This person is almost acting very distant or nonchalant with you, or it kind of feels like they're keeping you at a distance on purpose. I don't know if there's this energy of like making you feel intentionally left out, especially if this is like someone in a friendship group setting, or if it's not that, then maybe they could be like distant with you lately and you're wondering why. Why is there this weird energy between us, this vibe between us, but this person's not speaking up or addressing it? I'm hearing the calm before the storm, and I'm hearing whatever is unaddressed here will only build up into more resentment. So that's a thing we need to be careful about here. If you are relating to this about like someone in your life acting this way towards you, then I would say you have two options of what you could do here. The first option is allowing them to be passive aggressive, allowing them to be this way, with the inner knowing that an adult, a healthy adult, will bring this up to you and communicate this with you thoroughly. And if they're not taking the time to bring up whatever, you did to make them mad, then that's their own issue. Then you can ignore the passive aggressiveness and just act like it's not there and let them come to you and speak to you first if they have that maturity. Or you could confront this person, not in a nasty or mean way, but say, I noticed that you've been distant with me lately, or I noticed that you've been a little bit passive aggressive lately. What's going on? Are you mad at me? Addressing the situation. So you have you have two options here, and you can choose to do any of those, whatever you feel is best for you. Or you can just choose to protect your peace from the situation. Now, although there is this passive aggressiveness from them, they are also afraid of losing you, and they do want you in their life. And although they're kind of acting out right now and trying to seem as though nothing is bothering them, even though it is, they're almost trying to act calm in the situation, even though they're not calm. It's because they don't want to lose you. So maybe this person thinks that if they address these things with you, it will turn into a fight, or it could potentially turn into them losing you. Sometimes we have certain warped beliefs and perspectives where we think that if we address something, we're going to lose that person, which isn't necessarily true, but this is a belief they formed over time. And although they're scared of losing you, it is making them appear shady in some way, even though they're not trying to be. They could also be speaking behind your back, speaking about this to other people. And I feel like some of you already intuitively know what's going on, but maybe this reading is just confirmation for you, because maybe someone else came up to you and told you that this person was talking about you, or maybe you notice the people around this person are being weird with you all of a sudden. Something like that's coming through here. So let's see what else needs to be shown. So we have the Justice card. They do want to be upfront and honest with you and fair about the situation. But the Seven of Wands here tells me that they're holding back from being completely honest with you about how they feel. The Six of Wands is showing up next, with the Ace of Pentacles. For some of you, I see this energy of someone that maybe is letting something get to their head. Okay, so I feel this energy of like maybe someone that got some kind of level of success, or they got something they've always wanted, like a wish came true for them, something financial or material here. And it seems like they've let it go to their head, where they've become a different person than you once knew. And you're wondering, where is this side of them coming from? Like, I've never seen this side of them before. So maybe they've become like really egotistical lately, almost like letting the success go to their head, or letting whatever this is go to their head. So I'm seeing Prince Charming from Shrek. And you know how he kind of had a little bit of that energy about him? I feel like that's just confirmation of what we're speaking about. Because in my perception, he kind of gave a little bit of that energy. There is a little bit of like selfishness peeking through here that they don't want you to see. There's like this weird energy of them being afraid of being used now that they maybe have money, or now that they maybe have success, or whatever this is. It's like they're kind of pushing people away in their life because they're afraid of being used. So we have the Nine of Swords. They're not clearly communicating with you because of fears. The Star. And the Six of Pentacles. So it's almost like this person believes that you're just gonna like ask them for things, that people around them are just gonna use them and try to get things from them, which may not necessarily even be true. It could just be in their head. But they're, again, like not taking the opportunity to clearly communicate here with you, or to tell you what's on their mind. This person is very secretive. In fact, I'm having a hard time tapping into their energy. With pile 1, the messages came through like instantly for me. With your pile, I'm struggling to connect to this person's energy. And I find that sometimes when people are extremely secretive, us psychics may have a harder time tapping into them because of the fact that they're closed off emotionally, right? Because they're closing themselves off with that information, where then it's harder to tap in. Whereas someone that's more open, more genuine, is easier to tap into energetically, because they're not having this like huge guard up, you know, a wall up of secrets. I'm not saying this person isn't genuine, but they're coming across as ingenuine because of the way they're acting. But there's this deeper reason why they're acting like that. And it's not because they're intentionally trying to be shady, but they're coming across that way with the way they're acting. Does that make sense? That's what I see here. So I'm going to try tapping clairvoyantly to see what else I can get. Yeah, I definitely see that controlling energy in my mind's eye. I'm seeing like dictators, so I don't know if they act that way. Not necessarily that they are a dictator, but like maybe they kind of act that way a little bit. And the Devil is at the back of the deck. So I feel like this person's going through a phase of working through their shadows. And it's almost like the situation is a mirror to them. A mirror to where they have not done that shadow work, where they have not worked on themselves. And it's reflecting poorly on them, on their image. On the way with the way people see them. It's making them look bad even though they're not trying to be that way. Now I'm seeing an angel statue in my mind's eye, so there could be angelic beings around you and this person trying to heal the situation, trying to bring light back to a situation that was once beautiful but has almost turned eerie or dark. I see that maybe in the near future, you can have a conversation with this person where you're like drinking together. I don't know if you actually drink or not, but I'm seeing like two people drink wine and go cheers. So maybe with a little bit of liquid courage, this person might open up to you in that sense. It doesn't have to be wine, but I'm just seeing that in my mind's eye. And I'm seeing the number 6 in terms of timing. So 6 days, 6 weeks. Hopefully not 6 months. But hopefully this person addresses this with you soon. Although this may not look like it, this is a huge moment where this person could break through and grow. This is a huge lesson for them right now. If they can learn the lesson and address this with you in a healthy way, they will have a huge breakthrough. That's what I'm seeing in my mind's eye. However, if they don't learn from this lesson, you may be so spiritually protected that the universe almost removes this person from your life. Especially if that animosity or resentment builds up. Spirit is reminding you that you are more in control of the situation than you realize. And you can manifest a different outcome for yourself through your thoughts, your beliefs, and your actions. If this does turn out into a situation where you do have some kind of conflict, you can still turn that energy around into something positive, into healing the connection you guys have. And I'm seeing Bart and Lisa Simpson, and you know how Bart and Lisa are always like fighting and getting on each other's nerves. Maybe not fighting, but like getting on each other's nerves. There could be a moment in time where you are sort of like that with one another, but even through those conflicts, you can still get to the other side where you find healing and peace after that. Once we've said all that needs to be said. Spirit is reminding you to do whatever you need to do to protect yourself from getting burned. But also, if this person shows you who they are and shows you that they aren't willing to grow from this, then believe that when you see it. So that is all I'm getting for you, pile 2. Sorry if your reading was a little bit shorter, but I'm not getting anything else in terms of what they want to confess. So I think this is all that's coming through. In terms of zodiac signs I see here, just for extra confirmation, this could be yours or theirs. So I am seeing Gemini in my mind's eye. I am also seeing Aries, Sagittarius, Libra. Yeah, Aries is coming up prominently. I'm also getting some of you could have had a romantic or sexual connection with this person. But recently there's been like this wall between the two of you. And then I'm also possibly seeing water sign energy because I'm seeing like rain and a cloud, which is reminding me of water signs. So Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer. So I really hope this reading resonated with you, pile 2. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I can't wait to see you next time. Hi, pile 3. If you chose the Amethyst crystal and the World card, then this is your reading. We're going to be taking a look at the confessions they're hiding from you but wish you knew. And this can be for any person on your mind, or you can keep this open-ended and let whoever come through. So please be aware that this is a general reading. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. Let's go ahead and shuffle your cards. So, I don't know why, I'm seeing this one character, and I think it's from Billy and Mandy, but I could be mistaken. Let me just try find this character on Google, because I'm seeing her face, I just don't know her name. Okay, yes it is. So, it's Grimm's romantic interest. I'm seeing her name's Malaria. Okay, so basically, I'm just reading a detailed breakdown, because I don't really remember all the episodes. Like, I watched this so long ago when I was a kid. So it says here Grimm falls for malaria in the episode Grimm in Love. They go on dates and Grimm enjoys their time together, but Mandy predicts the relationship will end when Grimm reveals he's the Grim Reaper. When Grimm does reveal his true nature, malaria panics and flees. So maybe there's something significant here in the sense of this person almost feeling, because as per the topic, maybe this person feels like if they were to reveal their true nature, you would run, you would hide, you would not want to be with them anymore. So let's see what this is about. And if you remember anything from that storyline, if you've watched those episodes, then you can let me know down in the comments, like how we could read the situation maybe. So what are the confessions they're hiding from pile number 3 that they wish pile 3 knew? So we have the 3 of Pentacles. So for a lot of you, this could be like a love interest. It doesn't have to be, but that's what's coming through for the majority. So Queen of Cups reverse, the 3 of Swords, the 5 of Swords reverse, with the Fool at the back of the deck. So I'm seeing spider webs in my mind, which almost makes me think maybe this person has a little bit of a dark side to them that they're afraid of showing you. But this dark or shadow side to them may actually be what helps them evolve in some way, because as you know, like in the spiritual community, they always say you should find balance between your light and shadow side. So this person believes that they have a side to them that is almost like, okay, I heard them saying in my mind's eye, I heard them saying I'm an asshole. So, like, maybe they believe they have a little bit of a side to them that's like that, and they believe that you would leave or abandon them if you had to find that out. Because with the Queen of Cups reverse, this could be like a lack of empathy from their side, sometimes being like very detached emotionally and not really like showing that much care for others. But with the spider web, I kind of feel like this is going to help them create in some way. Maybe it will help them with their creativity, or maybe it will help them build something of their own. Because as you know, a spider creates their web like a home for them, if I'm not mistaken. So it's making me think that if they could work through this and discover this part of themselves without shame or judgment, discover the root of where this came from, they could perhaps use this to build something good for themselves, or use this to help them creatively in some way. Now, I'm not saying that they should go all in into this side of themselves where they allow themselves to be nonchalant, be unempathetic and all that. But what I am saying is, if they maybe found the root cause as to why they are this way, maybe they could look at themselves with more compassion and less judgment, and realize that maybe this comes from a deeper wound. Not that they're a flawed human being, not that they're a bad person, but this comes from some kind of deeper wound with the 3 of Swords. So if they were able to do healing work on themselves and realize that maybe this comes from something else, they would be able to feel less guilt for being this way, and be able to not necessarily abandon this part of themselves, but balance it out with another side that is almost like an opposite side of themselves. Does that make sense? I hope I'm articulating this correctly, but this is how it's coming through for me. So the example Spirit is giving me as to why the side of them can help them but also hold them back. Let's say they were to start a business, and they were able to really hone in on the business aspect of it and not necessarily think about the emotions. They would be a great boss. You know what I mean? If they could use this aspect of themselves for something good, it would maybe help lessen the shame. But then also learn to hone in on the opposite side of themselves that is maybe a little bit more compassionate. And that starts with themselves. That starts with showing that compassion to themselves. Because how can we show compassion to others if we can't even meet ourselves with that? You know? So maybe they grew up with like parents that were very harsh in a way, where they had to almost lose that emotional side of themselves to survive. Maybe they grew up with parents that told them don't cry. You know, that could be the case. It's showing up as like an inner child wound here, or some kind of deeper wound that prevents them from fully opening up that side of themselves. But again, they think that if you knew who they truly were deep down, which I don't think this is who they truly are, this is a side to them. They have many sides to them. They believe that you would leave or not love them in a way. So let's see what else we can get here. I do pick up they want to feel free. They don't want to feel like they're hiding this part of themselves. And there is a part of them that is showing them hope that, you know, if someone truly loves them, they will love them unconditionally. Yes, we can love someone unconditionally, but we also do need to hold them accountable for certain things. Yes, we can accept someone, but it doesn't mean we necessarily need to accept bad behavior from them. So there's two sides to that situation that I see. So if they could work with this side of themselves, like I said, there would be less shame surrounding this. The Knight of Cups reversed, the Five of Wands, the Seven of Wands. And like if you look at the Grim Reaper, for example, many people, if they were to see the Grim Reaper in life, would become scared, obviously. But if you think about it, the Grim Reaper actually does something good, because he's reaping souls. He's helping souls go to the afterlife. And of course that may seem scary, because death can be scary. There's also, I believe, a good side to the Grim Reaper, if I had to look at it spiritually. So maybe not the cartoon, but like spiritually. Yeah, this person has like this tough side to them. This combative side to them that they don't want to show you. So the Seven of Wands, the Ten of Wands. There's a lot of like guilt associated to this part of themselves. And I think that they were in situations where they had to be the strong one, where they had to like defend themselves. And I feel like they went too far to the defensive side. So think about it like this. Imagine someone grows up in a situation where they always had to be tough, strong, defend themselves. They never had softness. They never had anyone show empathy to them. They are eventually going to go to the extreme of becoming too tough, not showing empathy, not showing the heart, not showing sign of weakness, which emotion isn't weakness, but maybe they've been conditioned to believe it is. So in order to balance this energy, it's like they need to find the middle. Okay, the Artist. Yeah, I said something about helping them creatively. Maybe they are an artist of some kind or a creative. We have the Seven of Cups. And we have the Five of Cups. And perhaps a side of them is just protecting them and they don't realize it. Because like spiders, it's making me think of self-protection. I don't know why. Even with this crocodile here, I'm kind of getting the image of like across from the Seven of Wands, this defensiveness that almost makes us harsh in a way. because we're defensive, because we're in survival mode. And this anger may look like it's just anger on the surface level, not anger towards you, but this anger within them. But if you look at the deeper root of it, there's pain behind that. So, you know, in psychology, I'm not a psychologist, but I like to read about things like that. They say that anger is a secondary emotion, and that's basically the message I see here. There's pain beneath that anger. So yeah, my chest feels very heavy in this person's energy. They could have like some anxiety or some grief to work through. They want to be understood, but they don't even realize that themselves. They want to be cared for in a soft way, but they don't even know that themselves, because, you know, like when we hide things from ourselves, when we don't like allow ourselves to see ourselves deeper, we almost don't see certain truths about ourselves. We're not necessarily keeping it secret from ourselves, but maybe we're not ready to see that yet. So let's see what I can get clairvoyantly, because that's basically what I'm getting from the card so far. They have a lot of fire energy within them, and they lack water. So this could be within their birth chart, like let's say they have a lot of fire sign energy, but they lack water sign energy. Or this could just be metaphoric, where they lack some kind of energy of emotion and feeling our emotions and empathy and all that. Like I said, they're very detached, but maybe they showcase that through like anger or something with fire. There's a part of them that believes they don't deserve love. I don't know why, but this is just what I'm picking up on. They haven't shared this with you because I don't think they've discovered this themselves. I don't think they've realized this themselves, but they're running on this belief, operating on this belief that they're undeserving of love, which is totally far from true. This person may send you hints as to what they're feeling, but may not share it directly. So they're questioning everything because they didn't understand why someone like you would want to care about someone like them. They tried to find flaws in you. They told themselves that you were just like the others, but deep down they knew you weren't. There may be some kind of self-sabotage here, wanting some kind of new beginning, wanting freedom, but not knowing how to find that. And I think that freedom comes from self-acceptance for this person. There may even be like some kind of emotional numbness here. They believe they didn't deserve anything sincere, so they kind of picked this connection apart. They might have told themselves stories to justify detaching, but there's always this what if in their heart that's lingering, telling them like, what if you can accept them? What if you can love them? What if you won't leave? This connection lingers in their heart, even though they want to detach. And that's what they haven't told you. I think you are exactly what they want to be, because I feel like you're very emotionally open and in tune with your emotions. And if you resonate with that, then perhaps you could almost teach this person to become in touch with that side of themselves, because that part of them is in there deep down, but they've just never discovered it or developed that part of themselves. They are definitely being called to get outside of their comfort zone here. They also fear that choosing you means giving up their old identity. And they're scared that they maybe aren't ready for that transformation. But I think they are ready, even though they feel like they aren't. They're afraid of you judging them. They're afraid that you deserve better. And that's what they haven't told you. They're afraid of also hurting you accidentally through this defensiveness. And they're afraid of you cutting them out. So that is all I'm getting for you, Pal 3. Now, for zodiac signs to end off, this could just be extra confirmation if I say yours or theirs. So we did mention fire earlier. Maybe there's a lot of fire sign energy here. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You could have some water signs in your chart, but I don't feel like this person has. I'm also getting Capricorn energy, Aquarius energy with that detachment. They fear losing control, I'm hearing. I'm also getting Libra because I'm seeing the justice scales in my mind's eye. Libra came up a lot within all three piles, I think. Or within pile 1 as well. I don't know. Can't remember. Perhaps maybe Scorpio energy. I know I said I don't feel water sign energy, but I don't know. Maybe some of you are Scorpios. Yeah, that's all the zodiac signs I'm getting. So I really hope this reading resonated with you. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.